Welcome back, guys. Hey, what is it that makes us, whether it's as guys or as human beings, to say, what I'm doing is just not enough. Let me step it up a notch. And then fall short. So I finished off my second time through the program. And I said, I want to up this game. I'm not doing enough. And you know what? Quite frankly, what I was doing was enough. I was seeing results. I was getting there. But I decided I wanted to move on. I wanted to try and step up that game just a little bit more. And what did I do? I fell short. I fell short. Not only did I not finish that next program that I was working on, I couldn't even get started on it. Well then, I ended up with gout in my foot. Then I ended up with a flood in my kitchen. So right now, and not that you can see it, in my kitchen, all the cabinets have been removed. All the flooring has been removed. And now I'm dealing with no kitchen at all. Maybe it was a wake-up call I needed to say, let's get back to where we were. Let's get back to where I started. Jump back into the Abs After 40 program and get back to it. I said I've been dealing with gout in my foot. Hey, where did this come from? I don't take any supplements. One thing I do take is protein. I do a morning smoothie. I take protein powder with it. Well, where did this gout in my foot come from? You may have noticed, if you followed me, that every so often you heard me say, oh, my toes are really cramping up, and they would. Those toes would just tighten up to where I couldn't even do anything, and I'd have to try and bend them back. Maybe that was a sign to say, hey, be careful, something's a little out of whack, because, as I said, I ended up with some gout, which is really just a painful thing that apparently starts in your toes. And they kept asking me, what have you been eating? Are you eating a lot of fish? And I really hadn't. But one thing I had been doing, because they kept mentioning, have you been eating a lot of protein? And the only thing I could attribute that to was the protein powder that I was taking. This is just a guess, but maybe that was what it was. Maybe that was the thing that set me over the edge of too much, what do they call it? Something acid in my system. That's attributed by having too much protein. Long story short, I'm back. I'm going to be doing the Abs After 40 program. I'm going to stick with what was working for me. I'm going to stop taking my protein powder. So if you're taking supplements, be careful. You never know what it can do for you. Abs After 40, we're back in. I'm going to do it a little bit different this time. We run through, whether it's 3 rounds or 5 rounds, we run through a set of exercises and then we repeat that. What I'm going to be doing this time through the program is I'm going to video one time through that program, through that day's worth of exercises, and then I'm going to leave it to you. I'm going to stop it there and I'm going to leave it to you to say, hey, I'm going to run through that 2 more times, or I'm going to run through that 3 or 4 more times, and I'm going to get 3 rounds. I'm going to get 5 rounds. Hey, I'm going to get 10 rounds. That's up to you. I'm going to shorten this up. I'm going to record it one time through, and then I'm going to leave it to you to do. I'm still working through some pain in my left toe, through some gout apparently. So I may start out a little bit slow, but we're going to get started on this thing. I'm going to set my timer. We've got 30 seconds on. We're going to get started with our bicycles. You'll notice the mess in my living room. Yes, everything has been pulled out of my kitchen, so I had a lot of my stuff that was under my sink still on the floor. We'll get there. Let's get started, guys. We're back at it. This is phase 1, day 1, first week through. We've got our bicycles, 30 seconds on, here we go. 5 more seconds. All right, we're up. We got 15 seconds to jog in place. And again, bear with me as my toes on my left foot are not playing favorably. Getting better. All right, up next, we've got our alternating side lunge. And I'm just 15 seconds to jog in place, 15-second rest. We're gonna get started here. Here we go. We're on for 30 seconds. Now, following this program, putting these online, as much as I'd like to say I'm doing this for you, this really was doing it for me. So I appreciate those of you following, and I appreciate the opportunity to throw these out there for you. All right, jog in place. Up next, we got our alternating squat kicks. We're gonna get started right away on these. Let's go. Bear with me. Toes are hurting. We're jogging it out. Oh. Work through it. All right. 3 punch, high knee pull. We'll start back up in 5. Just like it sounds, 3 punch, high knees. Here we go. Jog it out. All right, last up is going to be our burpees. They call it a quiet burpee. Modify this for what works for you. Quiet burpee, you don't jump. You step back. You step forward. And advanced would be jumping back. I've got to modify this thing today to accommodate my left foot. But let's get started. Push up, hop it up, step it back. Step back, push up, step forward. Hop it back, and hop up. All right, you're jogging it out. This is the end of round 1. Copy and paste what we're doing down below, print it out. Mark it off so you can keep track of what we're doing each week. This is day 1. We're going to do the same thing. We got a full week's worth of workout. We're going to repeat that 3 more weeks for a total of 4 for the entire phase 1. I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to jump in and do my round 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. It's up to you where you're at. Keep on moving. As I have always said, though I didn't stick to it myself. Consistency is key. Keep moving, guys. And then we'll see you next time for day 2. Here we go.